Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Wilson Turbo. See the reverse? Wilson Nano Carbon Tour. Why do I have these two?
Great question.
Because they were $4 each at a rummage sale. And my buddy...
You might have overpaid for that.
Uh-oh. That's what I was afraid of. But that's why we're here today. Would you pay $4 for these? How much are they at Big Five? How much are they at your local sporting goods store? Stay tuned.
Hey, man, do you got a pair of socks I can use?
You forgot your socks?
Yeah, man, I'm sorry.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Oh, there you go.
RTP Ultra Grip socks.
Hey, I like these. Hold on.
To Pro.
Let me put them on.
You know, Coach Good, those socks help prevent blisters by reducing friction on the sole of your feet. Zero energy loss from your speedy acceleration, stop and change directions on a dime, and reduces fatigue energy loss due to foot slippage inside your shoes.
All right, man, let's go play.
Let's go. Oh, man.
What a session, man. Jeez.
Good
Wait,
hit as usual.
hold up. You didn't wear your shoes.
Hey, neither did you.
I guess we played without shoes.
Because we didn't need them.
Hey, thanks, guy.
All right, guys. So my buddy, Lawrence, was at a rummage sale and got these two rackets for $4 each. Uh-oh. Coach Rob is like, got his face on, his frown face. They are Wilson.
They are.
He should be happy about that. They're not the best of the Wilsons, but they are what a lot of people play with and just buy off the rack to go out and just have some fun playing tennis. I'm sure Coach Rob maybe had some pupils that have brought rackets like this in.
Yes.
Okay, similar. I mean, not these specific rackets.
Not those specific, but rackets that you can tell did come from a
pre-strung atmosphere.
A pre-strung atmosphere, for sure. A pre-strung box store.
Yes, there you go. Now, I see a lot of these, which is called the Nano Carbon, and they still use that name today, I think. It's an older technology that Wilson was using in regards to the graphite. I see a lot of people actually using these and buying these. This particular racket is actually not graphite, even though it looks like it. There is graphite in it. It's kind of what they call a fused or a graphite overlay. If you remember my man Dan, when he took a racket that he mended because of the crack, he put the only way I can describe it as he took seaweed, like a seaweed form of graphite, and like making sushi, he wrapped the racket, right? So that's what the companies do, is they take thin strips of graphite and they wrap it around this throat area and to firm it up. Right? Have you ever heard of that before?
I did, because I remember when Dan saved my student who snapped hers in half on an overhead.
Right.
And he got his mad science skills on and fixed it for her.
Right. So what that does is it firms it up and gives you, instead of a hollow sensation, a more of a firmer sensation. But from what I know, this is probably mostly aluminum. But because, they put graphite in here or that form of carbon in here, they can actually name it that. Kind of the same with this one. I actually see some of these still in this form, maybe without the reverse bridge. This one's called Turbo in this oversized form. You can tell, like...
How'd you like to string that?
I wouldn't.
Me neither.
But you could tell usually when they do something like that it's an aluminum racket. Like when they do that. Like they put that little nub there. This, again, is kind of like a graphite overlay or a graphite fused. I think those two words, fused and overlay, are the same thing. Like they'll put graphite in certain parts of the racket just so it firms it up. And I mean, this is so it doesn't collapse. Is my
Plus, we
guess.
got titanium.
Yeah.
Don't leave home without your titanium.
Yeah, we'll sprinkle some titanium dust in the aluminum, and maybe or insert it into that graphite strip, and then we'll fuse it on the racket just to firm it up.
Right.
Wouldn't it be nice if they put the whole thing as titanium?
Sure.
It's light enough.
It would be.
Yeah. So, but I mean, the rackets like this are right in that low of $39, $39.99, up and a high of, I've seen these as much as $89.99. It just depends on what they do to the racket and how much graphite carbon is in it.
What their price point is.
That too.
Because they want to sell them.
Of course they do. And all they do is, they'll drop after a while. You'll see these on sale. Like I see them in the circulars from time to time. $69.99 regular price, $49.99 this weekend or this week. You'll see that at the front page sometimes of like a big box store. And they'll be usually this, and back in the day, something like this. But how do they play? I don't think I've ever tried rackets like this in a long, long time. For $4, you're still not liking this though, huh?
Let's go play test and find out.
All right. See you on the court. All right, Coach Rob, we just got off the court with the $4 Rummage sale rackets, Turbo and Nano.
Yes, we did.
Let's start with the Turbo. That's what we started with first. What'd you think?
I want to know who thought putting the string in this on the outside where your hand's supposed to go was a good idea.
I didn't even think about it. It didn't affect me.
If I had a two-handed backhand, I wouldn't notice that, but I don't. So my hand is sitting on top of the string and this plastic grommet.
Yep.
Not good.
Maybe that's why they put the square here, so that you could put your thumb right there on that square. Right?
No. If that would, no, that's just not. No.
No? But how did it hit otherwise?
After I got past that weird feeling
of
going, why would you design something like this?
Yeah.
It had some titanium graphite power.
Yeah, right?
Hit a few here and it jumped off the racket. I was more concentrating on how come they did that.
The weird thing is I didn't notice what you were talking about. I actually just did my thing up here. As long as there was a throat area, it didn't really bother me that I was actually touching the string with my index finger like that. Right, so I was just doing this with my hand. So I'm guessing you go thumb on that, Coach, right? There's some unwritten directions. You put your thumb here, you put your finger on the throat, and then you can go that way.
Sure. I'm not sure the $49 special at the big box store had that much thought into it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Wilson.
That's all right. I mean, it played okay, though.
It played okay.
Which is amazing to me. I was expecting to hear Big Ben ring every time I struck the ball, like, bong.
Right.
And it didn't. It actually had a solid feel.
Had the graphite titanium feel.
Good power, surprisingly, for what it was, and not being 100% graphite here. Yeah, not bad for $4.
$4 and a new grip.
Playable. Now,
this is just not good though.
Yeah, I think I think Coach Rob is thinking about having to string it, which you probably never will have.
I will never string it because it's not worth stringing.
It's not going to break.
The strings cost more than the racket.
Yeah. But $4. Now, what about the Nano? Carbon Nano Tour.
At least the strings were strung normally and the throat was a little wide, but that was still playable. It had some nice power. I remember the first one I hit, I almost hit it off the back fence, and I was not swinging that hard.
Right. So it kind of had profile vibes.
Yeah, this was probably designed for somebody with a short stroke who could just get out and knock it around, and somebody
I think it's
they were trying to go on tour.
Yeah. As a ball boy.
Maybe.
But
ball person.
But yes.
And if you're watching the U.S. Open, it's ball adult.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know.
It's 1:30, 2 in the morning. Some of those guys look like they were
over
20.
Ball high school kids.
They were older than
ball
that.
College kids. Yes.
Ball person.
Okay.
Moving on.
Anyways.
Back to the racket.
Anyways. Nano Carbon Tour. It was really easy to play with. I mean, anybody who just needs a racket and just going to whack it around for a weekend, or not really serious about the game, just want to play tennis again, definitely get this racket. I mean, it's $4 for sure. Get this racket. If you go out and maybe find it for like $40 to $60, I still think it's worth that kind of funds today to just get back into the game. I mean, look, you and I can just $8 it out, clean up the grips a little bit, and I mean, we're out like $10, $15. We're able to play tennis, and maybe a can of balls. So let's say $20, $25 with inflation now. We can go play tennis with 2 rackets from the Rummage sale and get going, right? It'll be fun and good exercise. Be out in the sun.
Hit it on the W.
Which I guess the people that originally bought this didn't do very much because the W is still standing.
That's true.
So I'm guessing whoever bought these didn't play very much. It might have been a one.
This one's gotten used a lot.
Oh,
the sides are pretty beat up.
Why is that?
But the
ink is still
The ink is still pretty clear. Clearly red, that is, not faded.
So they hit everywhere but the W.
Maybe.
Anyways, just have fun, guys. So if you're ever at a Rummage sale, and you see stuff for like $2-4 and they look decent, I mean, if you're taking up the game again, definitely grab them and try them out. I want to thank my buddy Lawrence for hooking me up with these.
It's got power strings. He hooked you up with power strings.
Rob's going to string me up right now if I don't end this now. Coach Rob, thank you so much for testing out the Rummage rackets with me.
Sure.
I appreciate you. Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.